Hello everybody and welcome to the kitchen. I'm just making a quick coffee. I'm just pottering. So I thought I'd make myself a coffee and we'll head outside in a minute because I want to show you a couple of new toys that I thought you might like. It could be useful to some of you people that are struggling with charging your equipment in your van, like I was when I was working from home, working away last week in the van. So, right, excuse the noise. Come on. Right. I do like these bean to cup coffees. They're super nice sometimes. Sometimes it's just nice to have a nice coffee from time to time. And I'm working from home today. I've got my home set up over there just in the corner. I'm just having a little bit of a coffee break, a little bit of time out, and just wanted to show you a few bits and pieces that I've bought, one of which I can talk about at the moment, which is a new microphone setup which enables me completely hands-free, which I'll show you a bit more in a sec. Let me just grab this milk out the microwave and we'll head outside. But I've got, I bought the wireless, the Rode Wireless Pro mic, and it comes with two microphones, and which is just the receiver's in, transmitter is in here, which is nice, and it just means that I'm not kind of stuck. I'm not stuck to the camera with a wire. It just makes everything just so much easier, you know. But anyway, let's go outside. Apologies for the messy kitchen. It's one of those things. But what I'm going to show you is let me bring you around here and pop you here. Oh, so yeah. Hey, anyway, hope you're all doing well. So I thought I'd just do a video because do you remember in the last video I talked about just working from remotely from the van, and as good as it is, I struggle with the power, right? The power, and that's probably the biggest faff, really, to be honest. And the van, as lovely as it is, as I mentioned, putting solar up on the roof is impossible because there's just no room to put it anywhere unless I cut the roof off and put a pop top on the roof and maybe attach the solar to that. But you're talking, I really wouldn't like to say what that cost would be, and I'm not sure it's worth it for the age of the van. It's 2012, and you know, Shah and I have talked maybe that in the future, a few years, possibly even sooner, to maybe look at upgrading it, or buying a slightly bigger setup. Not a motorhome. I like the van. You know, setup, but just something a wee bit longer, just so if working from the van becomes a more of a reality, it would be better for us to be able to do that in the future. Now, Shah and I have talked at length really about what that future looks like, you know, and obviously, you know, well, it goes without saying, I'd love you to come along for that ride. You know, you've been loyal supporters of my channel for what feels like years, but it's believe it or not, it's been months. It's crazy, isn't it? How it feels like summer. It feels longer, you know. And but yeah, working in the van at any kind of for any length of time can be quite challenging if you haven't got electric hookup. Wow. Look at this new toy I bought. Are you ready? But it's not too heavy. Let me show you. Let me have a slurp. So this is a generator. I know what you're thinking. Well, put it this way. We're going to be heading down to Tintagel tomorrow, Friday, after work, and I'm going to take it with us. And if you're in that area, do not park next to us. It's one way to guarantee that nobody will park next to you, is to get one of these. To be honest, but do you know what? I've had it running because I'm running it in at the moment. You've got it. Well, it doesn't say you have to run it in, but it's an engine. It makes sense. So I'm running it in with no load on it. So I'm just literally powering it up and then just leaving it for a few hours just in the back of the shed down there. And do you know what? I'm inside. I can hardly hear it. It's brilliant. It's so this, I think it's Max Peding rods. Ridiculous name, I know, but these are all over the place. And I know there's loads. I've been watching some great reviews on these videos, and the reason I went for this is because, well, it's like being on grid. It's so good. This is 3,500 watts. It's at maximum load, which is like 29 amps. You only get 16 amps on a campsite, so it's brilliant. So I've plugged it into the van just now, tested it out, and it's great. Obviously, I'm not going to use this in a kind of next to a house. So it's one of those situations where, like, let's just say, for instance, I was at Exmouth in the big car park's empty, I'm running a little bit low on juice or whatever or I need to charge my my EcoFlow power bank, for instance, which would take, I think, 4 to 5 hours of driving, probably 8 hours of driving from zero, whereas this can charge it in 70 minutes. And obviously the great thing with the EcoFlow is you've got the app, so you can kind of manage how fast it kind of charges. So you can go anything from like 100 all the way up to like 1,000 watt. It's fantastic. So a little bit about this baby. So it runs on, obviously, unleaded fuel, because Shah did ask, is it diesel? No, it's unleaded fuel, and it's super fuel, because I put 99 octane in here. So that is currently, I'm just going to turn it to the off position, so that like seals it, so no fuel will come out and no air will go in. It's got a 4-litre fuel tank, and it kind of runs for about 8 hours on eco. It's got an eco switch, so you can have it running at half power, which is like 750 watt, and the noise is minuscule. It's minuscule, really, to be honest. So looking at the front of this, I mean, and this isn't review as well. If it was crap, I would say. I've not been paid. I've bought this with my own money, and I thought, having, this was like 460 quid. And I thought it's a cheaper option to having the van literally ripped apart to have solar put in, So I thought, and do you know, a couple of weeks ago, I was staying at Exmouth in the van, and it was about 2 in the morning, and I heard this little hum, and I thought, my God, somebody's turned a generator on. And there's a couple of vans down the way, and somebody, obviously had the generator going. But do you know what? It wasn't. It was like a purr. it wasn't offensive at all, really. This one runs really quiet, I think, anyway. And it's funny because if you go onto Amazon, you can buy these on Amazon. There's a picture of somebody meditating. Well, with this in the background, it's hilarious. You just think, really? Come on, you know, it's just, yeah. But it comes with, you've got two AC outlets here, and you've got a 12 volt DC outlet. You've got these parallel connections, so you can actually, if you had another one, you can connect them together. And it's got a couple of USBs in here. These, I don't think these USBs are that powerful. You're better off just getting a plugging it into here and then running a more powerful USB. And then you've got the off switch, the running setting, and then the choke for kind of starting it, and a ground cable. I'm never really going to use that, I don't think. And up here you've got low oil, you've got an overload, so if you were to exceed it, it would just cut out and just stop the engine. And you've got an AC green light here. And you've got some, like I say, the eco switch here, which is, you know, I've got it set on eco at the moment just to run it in for a few hours, you know. And you've got your DC breaker at AC reset. So I'm kind of running it in. Let me turn it around. It weighs about, I don't know, 18 kilos, I think it is. And this side you've got the, and what's nice about it, you can just literally take out these. They're just so nice and simple, you know. It's so easy to do. So this side you've got the air filter maintenance, so you can just kind of hoover it out, the air filter. And in this side you've got there's a little dipstick for the little bit of oil that you put in, and it's only, I don't know, half a cup of oil that you put in. It's super easy, but I'll be changing that soon, just because I've run the engine a bit, and I think it's good to just get the oil out. And I've also bought I bought a dipstick which has got a magnet on the end, which so it will pick up any of the stray bits of iron filings that may be in the engine after the running period. And there's not much to see on the back, just the exhaust. And this kind of is a plastic housing here, which gets, you know, it does get quite warm and hot to the touch when it's kind of running, but you can't get that hot because this doesn't melt, so, you know, it's pretty good. And then I'm just going to turn it around. I always think I'm still connected to the camera via a cable. I'm not, is it? So that's super nice. I can walk all the way down the garden and still have a conversation with you guys, so that's lovely. And I kind of want to do some more stuff, just pottering in the van and just talking about whatever. And this side is just the pull cord. That's pretty much it. Shall I turn it on? All right, let's turn it on. And as it's been running, it should just kick in quite easily. So what I'm going to do is put it to you have to switch it to the on setting, and as it's warmed up, I'm going to put it into the run position. It's on eco, and then you literally switch it into normal running. The camera's moving. It's moving. It's a bit of vibration on the table. It's funny. There you go. The camera mount was moving on the table. It was really funny. So I thought I don't want to, because it's quite a bit of, because obviously I've got you on the outdoor table, so it's it's a little bit bouncy. But I don't know what that's going to be like in the film, whether you could still hear me chatting or not, I don't know, but it's a lovely little unit. And you know, and obviously I'm not going to use it in areas where it's built up. I mean, generally, if I'm going to charge anything, it would be during the day. I'm not going to turn it on at 2 a.m. in the morning. I mean, that's just crazy. But the lovely thing is, it just fits in the back. It fits in the van. You can just get it out, plug it in, power it up. Because, I mean, we're going to be going to Tintagel tomorrow, just for a little, I don't know, 1 or 2 night break just down there, because it's one of our favourite places to visit. And it's lovely, the parking is really good. What I love about Tintagel is the fact that the locals have bought up some of the car parks down there, and you know, and they welcome motorhomes, and they welcome people with vans and van people. Not that I'm a van lifer, but you know. And it's really lovely. The only downside is the signal is not very good down there, so working would be a bit tricky, I think, in terms of signal. But yeah, we're going to go down and just maybe, I don't know, take it with us. There's a wasp flying. Go away. There's a wasp flying around. Take it down and just maybe give it a try. But it's nice. It just fits in the footwell of the van really easily. And I think Shah hates it. She's like, what on earth do you buy that for? But, you know, who knows? It could be really good when she needs her hair straighteners and she hasn't got any power. Wish I could. No, my hair's well and truly gone. But no, it's a good. I think it's just a good way to get power, because that's one of the things with the van is just trying to charge things up. And while we've been at Tintagel on the second day or whatever, I'm looking at the meters on the battery, and I'm thinking, oh God, is the battery going to start? You know, is the van going to start because the battery's kind of dropping? And yeah, it's like I say, it's not really configured, the van, for that van lifey setup, off-grid setup, should I say. So this it could be a good bridge, just to kind of bridge that gap a little bit, and just to help us with that power, at least be able to charge the EcoFlow within a very short space of time. So if I am, you know, working anywhere remotely, I can stay there for 2 or 3 nights potentially in the future, and who knows where it could all lead, really. So this is kind of my third week in the job. Yeah, and not. It's just all right, really. I'll be honest. I probably should do another video just on how I really feel about the job. But it's, how can I say it? It's just okay. Yeah, it's just okay, really. And put it this way, there's a few cracks starting to show, put it that way, with the way things are kind of working or not working with the company and stuff, and it's just, yeah, I'm not, and I don't know if I want to say, but there's some people that are leaving as well, and it's just a bit like, oh God, you know. Do you know when you just kind of think, oh Christ, here we go? I don't know. I'm going to stick it out and just see what happens, really. Yeah, I'd much rather do YouTube. I would love to do YouTube as a job, as a career, because I don't know, YouTube is freeing, isn't it? Do you remember what I felt like a few weeks ago when I wasn't working and just doing YouTube videos, and I could do them every day and it was fantastic. I felt liberated, you know, but now I kind of feel back in the cage again. And I know I've made that choice, but you know, I get that. I didn't honestly think it was going to be any different, really. I mean, how many damn IT jobs have I had? And you kind of think, you know, is it going to be better? And it turns out not to be, and it's just the same thing. I know that. But the trouble is, it's you know, it's a lot better salary than a minimal paid job working at doing a minimal paid job. It's a minimum wage job, and at least this job allows me to save. It allows me to be able to, you know, do stuff and have a little bit of financial freedom in that sense. But I'm kind of tied to the computer all the time, and you know, you have to do certain things certain times a day and whatever, meetings and whatever, and it's just, you know, stand-ups. Let's not forget the stand-ups. And it's interesting actually, because every day so many people just say, oh, I can't make the stand-up today, can't make a stand-up today, and I just think, yeah, it just people just dislike them. I think it just really does. It really does show, you know. And I was on a security meeting the other day, and I think there was just 3 of us on the call, and I think the invite went out to like 20 or so people, and there was 3 of us that turned up, and it's like, blimey, oops. But yeah, I don't know. Shar and I, we have conversations every day about the future and what that could look like, and you know, even to the point of you know, whether it's even staying in the UK is an option. I don't know. It's interesting because I clicked on a video the other day with a guy that and took his family, and he moved over to Cyprus, and it's interesting. It's just an interesting video, and all of a sudden now all my content on my YouTube channel is just all about leaving the UK. And yeah, it just kind of gets you thinking, just the state of the country and what's going on, you know, with everything, cost of living crisis, yada yada. You know what it's like, and just the general feeling of the country, really, the population, and just yeah, it kind of just gets you thinking. Do you know what I mean? It gets you thinking about possibilities, really, what we could do, you know, and yeah, and yeah, Shar and I, we do have conversations at length about it, and you know, interesting debates about the pros and cons. Obviously, we can't do much at the moment because we've got our responsibilities here in the UK, and that's fine. And but you know, we're in our 50s now, and the window of opportunity, should we say, is somewhat. If we're going to do something like that, you know, it's something we should be doing while we're working rather than not. But then it's a catch-22 situation, because we can't really go anywhere. We're a bit stuck, and yeah, it's who knows. And then before you know it, there'll be another tax that's levied on people that are trying to leave the UK. No doubt, there'll be another exit tax implemented for all the people that are clever enough and smart enough to be leaving the UK because of what the country is becoming. You know, it's yeah, I don't know. What's your thoughts on it? It'd be interesting to hear how you feel about living, working here. I think it's the retiring, and I don't know. I might be just overthinking this. But you know, retiring in the UK is on one hand, it kind of fills me with dread a little bit. I just think, you know, are we going to be able to afford to retire in this country? And it's a really, you know, good question. And could we see it, you know, would we see our money last longer in another country? I'm not saying the grass is necessarily greener, and because we don't know. I don't know, and I've not even lived in another country, and it's a thought that the thought of moving countries is like, it's massive, it's huge, and yeah, I don't know. But it's something that could be a possibility, another possibility. It's just a possibility. It's something that could be interesting, and wouldn't that be a great YouTube channel? And yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to stop ranting now, because I've gone from one topic to completely down a rabbit hole, which is what I do. It's just, I thought, but it's nice to talk about these sorts of things. It's nice to air some of these things, and just kind of talk to you guys about kind of what's going on for us, what our thoughts are, and where we're going. You know, it's I've got such an imaginative mind, and a mind that loves to explore different opportunities, and just not in IT. I don't probably. Yeah, I don't know. And I've also, in work, I've also signed up for to become like a mental health ambassador, and they're going to be, when the next course comes available, I'm gonna get on it. So that could be really interesting, just to go down, just to have a look at that potentially, just to. It might be quite good. It could be quite rewarding, you know. But anyway, so I think I'm gonna get the oil changed in this when it's cooled down a wee bit more. I think it's good to get the oil out and put a fresh lot in. And I shall look forward to, as ever, I'll see you in the next video. All right, guys, take care, yeah? Bye for now.